up, you guys? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 189. And, that ending, man. I'm going to focus on the end just for a little bit. I'm not, because it's not too much, but, that is Nami, and she is getting chased. And I thought that was very interesting, the fact that Mr. One and his assistant, and the thing that they say is like, hey, we're going to focus on the weakling. Rule number one of assassination, start off with the weakest link. And I'm really interested to see when Nami grows a pair of balls, and because she's got that new weapon with Usopp, the weapon Usopp made for her, and I'm really wondering if she's going to fight Miss Doublefinger, or if it's going to be Zoro getting a little 2-on-1 action, because if they got some menage a trois action going on, using swords and fighting, all for that. But like, I would really like to see Zoro take on two people at once. I don't think I'm going to get that simply for the fact Usopp did make a new weapon for Nami, and the way Usopp described it, there's a lot of flexibility to it. She's got options as far as using it, and we've seen in very small increments that Nami does have some combat ability. While she's probably not the most skilled fighter on the crew, obviously she can hold her own. So this would, I'm gonna keep my eye on this. Like I said, Sanji versus Mr. 2 was probably gonna be my number one, but now with the way this is being set up, I'm not too sure, because Zoro and Nami have that chemistry together, or rather, they don't enjoy each other's presence, but at the same time, when they're on screen together, there's a lot of chemistry. So this is going to be really good. This is going to be really, really good. It almost comes off like boy meets girl, girl can't stand boy, so boy can't stand girl by extension. That's how it comes off to me. So just seeing how Oda's going to play with all that, this has all that being said, Sanji versus Mr. 2 wraps up, and the way that Oda decided to have it go, you have Sanji, he's throwing up the kicks, he's landing some blows on Mr. 2. Mr. 2 manages to land a pretty decent blow in his ribs, and the whole thing about fighting, like, you don't really go for, the headshots and everything. If you can get the nose, cool, but the thing that, like, if you box, the thing they tell you is body shots over time just wear you down. And Sanji got his ribs broken, and if Sanji has to fight again, that's going to be big, because he's not going to be at full strength. Like, if it was a few other things, he'd be able to recover a little bit, or adrenaline could kick in. But when it's the ribs, because that stuff is connected to so many different things, I don't see how Sanji can contribute to another fight. And then the fact that he walks over to Mr. 2 and gets on some fairy tale level shit where he's just like, hey buddy, we can be friends. Like, that killed, like, that whole thing killed it for me. Like, I was feeling Sanji all the way up here. Like, he just would have said, yeah, you you shitty cross-dresser, and just walked off. I'd have been all for that. Like, that'd have been some badass shit. Just like, give him a cigarette and just let him walk off. Like, that's how I had it in my head. I was just like, Oda's gonna have Sanji walk off like a badass. It didn't happen that way, but it really speaks to the bigger about of what it means to be human. Winning is important, but at the same time, it's not the most important thing. It's about establishing those connections with people, and it's about creating competition amongst each other if you're a competitive person, if you're in some type of sports. With Sanji, it's, cooking, but also fighting. And one of the things Mr. 2 says is this is what fighting for friendship is like. And that was cool, man. I mean, that was cool to see that, when those two link back up again. I love to see a rematch, but at the same time, I would rather see Sanji kind of mix it up with somebody who's a cook. That would be interesting to me, because right away, it just opens up so many opportunities for character development, more being at stake. Like, I'm not talking like a cooking competition, but like just seeing Sanji fight someone who's very similar to himself in that aspect, that would be pretty cool. Now, the big thing, the heart of this chapter, is Crocodile has shown up at the palace, and he tells Vivi, like, you really gonna blow up my home? Like, this is gonna be my place. You gonna blow this shit up? bitch, is you crazy? Like, that's the type of feel I got from Crocodile. It was like seeing Godfather all over again. And it's just like, when Vito looked at you or Michael Corleone looked at you, it's just like you knew, oh shit, I fucked up. And that's the feel I got like when Crocodile was just standing there, arms crossed, looking down at Nami. Once again, you look at panel placement, you just see how big the gap between the two of them is. I mean, Oda did some really nice stuff in this, man. Overall, very good chapter. Character development, great character development on Sanji's place. Plot progression, plot moved very well in this chapter. You know, so I give this one, you know, probably 4 out of 5, simply for the fact that it left us with a good cliffhanger. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. If you feel like I left out anything important, make sure to let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.